All right, everyone, it's good to be back at the farmhouse, and we're seeing early signs of spring here. We have all these flowers, these daffodils that were planted by, I think, my great-grandma along here, and they pop up along here in a row in front of the house, and they used to go, if I understand right, they used to go up the walkway from the road to the house. But they're starting to pop up and feeling like a little bit like spring. It is a little chilly down here this morning, but hopefully it'll warm up and we'll really start feeling like spring. But I want to show you inside the house. So Philip came in and painted while I was gone, and then him and his brother-in-law came back and put the flooring in. So I want to show you what it looks like. All right, here we go. Check that out. Got this vinyl plank flooring that kind of looks like old wood flooring. And then he did these kind of bluish walls here in the kitchen. And then the living room, kind of a light gray. I think the bedroom is the same. We don't have lights in there yet, so kind of hard to tell. But, and then the laundry and bathroom. And then I'll run upstairs real quick. I haven't been up there. So everything on the flooring is done except the stairs. We're still waiting on that. They have the upstairs done, and it's painted up here. So this is cool. It's exciting to come back to. So I'm gonna get busy, get outlets and switches put in so we can start having some power going around here. This is cool. Alright, so here we have just a standard receptacle or outlet that you would have in a house, and this one has two wires coming out of it because this is a pass-through. You have one wire that's coming in hot from another outlet, and then this one's feeding on down the line. And so you just have your standard, this is just a cheapy regular 15 amp receptacle. So you have your ground lug here, and then you'll notice you have a silver terminal on this side and gold on this side. And what those are is the silver ones are common wire. So when we strip these open, you'll see black and white. So the white ones go here and the black ones go here. And the blacks are your hot. So when you look at a standard outlet, you have one terminal that's bigger than the other one. And if everything is wired correctly, the only one that's hot is this small slot. This one is the ground, this one is the common. So when people are all concerned about sticking their keys or whatever, kids messing around with things, there's only one, well, I guess two, because you have top and bottom, but only the small one is hot, assuming everything is wired correctly. Also, if you're going to do wiring like this, I'm kind of showing how to do this, but this is not intended to really be a how-to. It's just informational. You can get hurt doing this if your power is not off or something. You wire it up wrong and turn it back on, you get a spark. You could cause some damage. So just know that going into that this is something you do at your own risk. And but it's relatively simple to do. And so here, like I said, we have one wire coming in, one going out. So I'm going to strip these back Okay, so we have two Romex wires coming in here, and so on these, when you have two, sometimes, let's say this was the end of a run and you only had one wire, it makes it really easy. You just do the black to the gold terminal, the white to the silver, and the ground, and you're done. And when you have two coming in, you only have one ground lug, and you can't really get two wires on there. Some people try to wrap two wires around. That's really not a good idea. So the solution is you just take these two ground wires and twist them together in here. Four or five times so you think they're good and tied together and they're not going to come loose. And then I just cut one side off, and that leaves you with one, and then you can tuck that twisted part back up in there, and then there's your ground lug. And if you've done this enough, you'll know that you need, well, actually, so there's the debate on, does your outlet go this way or does your outlet go this way? And there's no code. There's fights online all the time about this. There might even be some comments here telling me I'm putting these in upside down. There is no electrical code that tells you that they go one way or the other. I like them this way, simply because a lot of times if you have a device that has a like transformer type plug, they almost always, if they have the polarized sized plugs on them and you plug them in, or if they're grounded, they want to come down. The wire will come out the bottom of them, where if you have it this way, you have to plug that thing in and you have a wire looping over the top, and it's just weird and it puts tension on it. So I just do them this way. So if you're doing them this way, your blacks will be on the right, your whites will be on the left. And you can get a cheapo pair of wire strippers, and they have a graduated scale here for different size wires. This one goes from 18 gauge to 10 gauge solid wire, or 20 gauge to 12 gauge stranded wire. And this is solid wires and it's 12 gauge. So I'm just going to come back about a ½ inch and strip those off, a little more than a ½ inch actually. And then with these, you have this little hole here. You can go in and you can bend these over so they wrap around your terminals. Some of the better outlets that you get will have like a clamping device in here where you just strip those and push them straight in. This one actually has, if you're using 15 gauge wire, you can just push straight into the back here. I don't like those. I've seen them pull out. I've heard people talk about them pull out, and you don't want hot wires coming loose in your wall. So I like to wrap them and screw them. And so and if you'll notice, I curled the white ones down and I curled the black ones up. Reason for that is when you tighten these down, you're going to go clockwise. So if you put this on here and then you tighten that down, it's going to want to pull that in. If for some reason you had it curled the other way, put this on here and you start tightening this down this way, you might actually push that loose and bend it back, and then you don't have a good connection. So you want to have the bend following the way your screw is going to tighten down. The other thing is that these screws on these terminals are kind of a combination thing. You can use a flat, but that's not the best. It's not going to grab on the best. You can use a Phillips, And that's a little bit better. But what actually is the best on these is a number 1 square. It fits in there and it hangs on really good. You can get these really tight. So that's what I use, but they're made multifunction, so whatever kind of screwdriver you've got is gonna work. So just tighten the ground down, and then the rest of these, you just kind of bend them to where you can get them to hook. And then you just get all your wires together. You can push that back in, curl that, and then push your outlet back in. I will usually run my screws next to their holes and push that all the way back in to get those bent in place, and then come back and put my screws in place. I usually will do one part way, then get the other one started. And I typically will use a drill to run these in quickly, but I don't have it with me right now, so. And then you'll notice these tabs. These are actually meant to catch that sheetrock. You can see here my opening is too big, so that one doesn't actually catch. So that keeps that from trying to pull back in the wall too far. But I got one, and then if you take your cover and I've got one tight, and this is probably not the best way to do this, but I've never had any problems with doing it this way. So get it kind of where it's positioned, where it needs to go. Tighten my faceplate down, and it moves a little bit, but when you plug in and out, it's not gonna have any issues. So there you go. That's a basic receptacle. Well, I made a mistake. Sorry, it's dark, but power's off. So, when I had this wall open and was working up here before, I temporarily ran a wire from downstairs up this wall right there to power this light. And before I put this drywall on, I was supposed to run a wire from this box down to this box, because this is the first box in the chain of all the power on this side upstairs. And if you'll notice, there's only one wire coming out of there. Thankfully, the stud in this wall is on this side of this box. So it's just an open cavity from here to here. So I'm gonna try to fish a wire up there. Let's see how that goes. up my first week back at the farmhouse. I say week, I wasn't here all week, just a couple of days. But I did get all of the wiring as far as the finished stuff, switches and outlets done. And you can see in these dormers, I've got lights in there. So those will be a handy thing to have. It'll be just a place kids can sit and read, play games. I don't know, it might even just look cool at night from the outside. But anyway, so that's all I got done this week was the switches and outlets. I didn't get any doors hung or anything, so that'll be next week, and hopefully I can get sink bases and cabinets and things started getting put in so we can get finished up here. We still have just makeshift lights up here, so we're still waiting on those things to get picked out, and obviously the stair light, but it's all wired up. And the switches, it just needs the lights installed. So we're getting close. Philip has had the trim made, and that looks really good. And so he's supposed to be bringing that this weekend. And then I can start installing that next week too. So we're getting really close. Some of you are probably going to be excited that I'm done, and others are going to not know what to do on your Saturday mornings after this house is done. So, but maybe I'll come up with something else. Who knows? We'll see. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.